Yeah. Let's go.
It's stadium seats, so what does that mean? That mean it's Frizz, Gemz, and Tay, and we hot in the scene. Every platform possible, you know it's the team. To emails, the airways, down we counting the streams, it's love. To all the sports fans that's rocking the building. And when we turn, please admit that you're craving the feeling. Frizz and Gemz, please believe. You know how we rock, right? Tay with the red bottoms, now she taking the spotlight. Frizz, let's make sure we get that #1 spot tight. Cause when we rock right, we do tours, take top flights, the tailgate crazy. The fans, they amaze me. Salute to all the fans that been rocking with us lately. Love.
Yeah. Stadium seats. Frizz, Gemz, Tay.
Hey.
We're back.
Stadium.
What's going on, team?
Not much.
Feeling good.
Woo!
Well, I am feeling a little bit better. I wouldn't say 100%, but I'm right up there.
Welcome back, Tay.
Thank you.
Aw, Frizz, did Tay have the sniffles?
No, I had more than the sniffles. But thanks for the concern, yes.
Yes.
No doubt.
I heard the podcast. Thanks for the concern.
Oh,
Heck
see,
yeah.
give you a shout out, you know.
Love,
All
always.
Best podcast in
Frizz.
the world.
Frizz, Gemz, and Tay. We're rocking it. Rocking the airwaves.
Yeah.
Hey, hit us up on our Twitter at Seats Stadium. We now have 563 followers.
Wow.
Shout out to that.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm excited
Also,
about
email
that.
us.
I'm excited about this Twitter thing, right? Like, let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah, let's talk about the poll because last time, well, not the last one, but 2 episodes ago, Gemz, you wanted a poll up on Twitter to see who was the best.
Okay,
Who
here we
was
go.
the best host?
Here we go.
What was those results? I'm just curious.
Hey, Frizz, give those results again. It's all right. I'm fine with it. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Frizz.
it is what it is, man. And me and you got demolished, and we're not going to talk about that really, but we lost. It's cool.
All right. Well,
It's all good.
Give you your
somebody's got to
props.
lose and somebody's got to win, and it's not always going to be the same. But
Shout out to
Thank
Tay. The fans.
doubt.
hey,
Hold on. The fans, they spoke, you know, and we got to listen to the fans. You know, you're the host, right?
I'm going to be like Missy here
Yeah,
and
I
say
mean-
thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You all are so wonderful.
Okay.
All right.
All
That's
right.
enough of that. But yeah, the Twitter is growing. It's up there. We're up over 500. We're pushing the 6. People are out there listening. I like it. The downloads are dropping.
Yeah.
Remember, find us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcast, YouTube. And then remember, in December, we're going to be on iHeartRadio also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going global right now.
Very excited about that. Very excited. Good
Join
job,
the movement.
guys. Yeah. Best in the
Join
world.
movement.
Stadium seats
Best in
movement.
the world. Let's go. And our intro is so fire. I
Yes,
mean,
I gotta agree. You guys did a hell of a job with that.
Well,
Yeah,
you know what?
I
Can
mean-
we do a poll about the intro? Because we never did that.
all right, yeah, we'll
Okay.
rock it.
Yeah.
Just tell me what you want to say. We'll get that going off the air, though.
Yeah, we'll get it.
But
going.
we'll
do
knock
this.
that out. So, without further ado, as always, when we start our show, we're giving out fan love. We got some emails.
We do. We have some fan love from Naomi Blackman, and she wants to say, "What's up, Stadium Seats?" She's loving the podcast, and again, I'm not making this up. She said, "Y'all are great, especially Tay." Thank you, Naomi.
Oh God.
Jeez. What else?
Love to Frizz. Keep doing what you're doing.
Then no doubt. Thanks. Appreciate
And a
that.
special shout out to Mr. Gemz. I've been in the business and your voice stands out. That's a direct quote from Naomi.
All right.
Shout out to
All right,
Naomi.
Naomi.
Hey, Frizz, hold on.
Where's she from?
She is from San Diego and she's sending love from all of the San Diego area.
All right. Shout out to
Nice.
San
She's
Diego.
writing us. to come out and do a live podcast.
That'd be
I'm
nice.
down for that.
In the sun, getting tanned up, you know.
She playing for it?
I don't know about that. We gotta ask her off air on that. We gotta ask her.
Ask her.
Yeah,
we gotta hit her up.
Well, shout out,
Thank you,
Naomi.
Naomi.
Thank you. Appreciate it, girl.
Yeah.
What do we got next?
We have Mr./Miss Lemdog.
All right, shout out Lem Dog.
Lem Dog. I like Lem Dog, right?
You know what? Lemdog is growing on me.
Lem Dog's cool.
Yeah, he's growing on me. What up, Lemdog?
Yeah.
So, Lemdog has a couple questions, and he makes a very good point. So he says, "Can you tell your fan base your overall goal of this show?"
Well,
and I think that's a good point to bring out.
Go ahead, Frizz. You can start it.
all right. Yeah, Lem. Thanks for the shout out and hitting us up again. You're a true citizen here on Stadium Seats for sure. You know what we do is basically our goal is basically to get as big as we possibly can, and then go from there. We just love to talk about sports and everything like that, and it's just something that we enjoy to do. It's our passion. It's our love, and we do it for fun.
Okay, Frizz, that was a okay answer. Let me take
Go
it from
ahead,
here.
Gemz.
Yeah, sorry, I was a little distracted.
Yeah. So first off, shout out to Lim Dog and shout out to his city there. Appreciate the love. The goal of this show here is for us to grow and for us to grow with our fans. As we get more followers on Twitter and other platforms and social media, as the fans grow, we want to grow. Again, Frizz already stated that we love sports and we love the people as well. We want to talk about sports. We know that sports brings people together and it unites people, because we all love to cheer for someone, something that's representing every city in the country. So we just want to grow with the people and we want to know what the people is thinking. So that's why we're taking this serious here on the sports level. And, as we grow, hopefully the fan base will grow and we have something special over here at Stadium C. So shout out to Lim Dog with that question there. Nothing but love.
I'm going to continue with the rest of his email. And he says, honestly, the last show was great, but you can tell that the red bottom queen was absent. Thank you. I make my presence known. Moving on. Regarding college football, do you all agree with the recent AP polls?
I'll go first on that, Lam. Yes, I do. Yes and no.
Wait, what is it? Yes or no? Like, you can't do that. Like, first off, answer the question right. Yes or no?
You know what? All right. Yes, I agree. All right. Here's what I agree about. I agree LSU should be number one. Okay. I definitely think Ohio State should be number two. Okay, because they're 9-0. All right. Number three, Clemson, they're 10-0. We'll take it. Have they really played anybody yet? Not really. Georgia, they sneak into number four because they're 8-1. They were a little bit below Bama, and Bama's 5 and Oregon's 6. Now, here's my problem with it. Now, I will not watch the playoffs if Oregon sneaks in there or probably Utah sneaks in there somehow in some way. I don't think it will happen, but we all know that Penn State and Ohio State got to play. So if Penn State upsets them, does Penn State get back in? I mean, there's a lot of football left, but I agree on it so far. Yeah, I guess I'll do.
For the major part except on Oregon.
Yeah, I mean,
what you're saying?
I don't like any Pac-12 school, if that makes sense, because Pac-12 is a very weak conference. So what do you got, Gemz?
Well, I agree with you about the Pac-12 schools, but I disagree with you about, from 1 to 5. I just don't know why Alabama is sitting right outside the bubble there at 5. I thought they should have dropped more than that. You see, Penn State was number 4 last Saturday, and then they dropped to number 9. So you got to respect the Big Ten, that conference there, it's a pretty good conference. I mean, they beat each other up a lot. Not saying that, the conference Alabama's in. The SEC is not good because those are the two best conferences. But I just thought that Alabama, there's a little bit of favoritism when you talk about Alabama. I thought they should have dropped out. I know there's a lot of football to go. If this was right, Alabama would have been lower because LSU, for Alabama to get in, LSU has to lose twice. So it's like, it just really doesn't make sense. Now, Clemson, they can end up losing. Georgia can end up losing, and then Bama sneaks in. But Ohio State can end up losing to Penn State in a couple weeks. And Bama's
I don't think they
there.
do. I don't think Ohio State loses to Penn State. I think
I think you're wrong on that. You're totally wrong. But I'm just saying it's so easy for Alabama to get, if one loss by these teams, which is possible, one of these teams could slip up, Alabama's right back in there. So again, with one loss, they're sneaking in there, which you have someone like Penn State, they drop to 9. Like I just think that
they went down 5 spots. Minnesota jumped up the most at 9 spot jump to number 8. So we'll just have to see. I just disagree with the Oregon-Utah deal in there. Just because, like I said, they're Pac-12 school. So I guess we'll have to see.
Passionate when y'all talk about this. I disagree.
I mean, I do, Tay. I mean, this is we're being truthful here. Yeah.
Y'all are
go Ohio State.
Frizz just has to give a direct answer. Don't you want someone? Don't the fans deserve someone to give a direct answer and an honest answer and truthful?
I'll give what I want.
Right.
Well,
fans love me.
Give me your answer on Lim Dog's next question. Is Russell Wilson the MVP of the league?
Don't
give me a two-sided
far,
answer.
yes, I do think he is, especially watching that game. Yeah, so far he is. Right now, watching that game against San Francisco, he brought him back, and they had a couple chances, and he's a playmaker. He could do everything on the field, and he's a leader. I definitely think he's leading the MVP votes right now. So there's my direct answer, Gemz.
You said so far, so it's still iffy. I think he
That's
is.
What I pointed out.
Right, good point out today. I think he is. Russell Wilson leads the league in total yards and total touchdowns. And what he's done in the fourth quarter and in overtime to lead his team to victories, it's just amazing. That's box office, historic for that franchise there. So, yeah, Russell Wilson is not always talked about. They're always talking about the Rodgers and the Bradys, et cetera, the Mahomes now. And it seems like people kind of forgot about Russell Wilson because he's over there in Seattle there. But you got to tip your hat off to Russell Wilson there. He's doing a tremendous job leading his team. And he lost Lockett on that last drive, and he still found a way to, squeeze out, a victory, get his team in a field goal range. And, his field goal kicker was struggling the last game, missing a couple of field goals in a row, and then he came in the clutch. So, no, hats off to Russell Wilson there. And I think he is the league MVP right now.
Shout out Russell Wilson. What else? What else is lame, guys? Is this it? Dang, longest.
No. He's got one more question for
email
all
ever.
of us, and you're going to have to put your thinking cap on for this one. Who is the best female athlete ever in sports history?
Go ahead, Frizz.
All right, I'll go. Well, I'm going Ronda Rousey.
What?
Yeah.
Are
Ronda Rousey, best female athlete ever.
You're serious about
Yes,
this?
I am.
Why? How? Wait, explain that.
Well,
Hold on. Nothing against Ronda Rousey. Like, shout out to her. She's very athletic. I just want to get some perspective, some reasoning behind that.
Okay. A woman who took over the UFC, okay, in a man's sport, all right, headlined the first UFC main event, if I'm not mistaken, okay, as a woman, all right. She's a beast, all right, before she got hurt. And she left the UFC, right? And she went to the WWE. She's still a great athlete, you can argue with me or not, but these WWE athletes, they're entertainers, but they put their bodies on the line every single night. And right now, she's not in the WWE because of an injury, but she's still a great athlete. She's a UFC world champ, and I'm gonna end it because she's the baddest woman on the planet. Shout out Ronda Rousey. That's my answer.
Hands up to Ronda Rousey. No disrespect, but I disagree.
Okay, good.
Go ahead, Gemz.
I'm gonna go with Serena Williams on this one. I love the game of tennis.
Why?
Good choice.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Why you?
I'm gonna give it to you.
Let's go.
Because number one, the longevity, what she's done for tennis as a whole, just bringing together different walks of life, different ethnic backgrounds to attract them to tennis is just remarkable for what Serena Williams did. Not only that, she's one of the greatest, but she became one of the oldest players to achieve the number one ranking in, the Women's Tennis Association in history. She's won 35 Grand Slam titles, 20 in singles, 13 in women's doubles, and 2 in mixed doubles, while adding 4 Olympic gold medals. Her legacy goes beyond just winning. It's just how she did it. She always wins gracefully, with unbelievable power. And look at the body frame. Look how she keeps herself in shape day in and day out. And the amount of, pressure that she faces day in and day out to win. And she's always box office, and she always has the best answer at the end of the day. Even when she wins or when she loses, she knows how to, she's a class act. So I got Serena Williams on that. Definitely.
Shout out. Ronda. Hey, real quick note, Ronda Rousey also won a gold medal. But go ahead. Who you got, Tay?
You can't barge in like that.
Yeah, like what's going on? Like, what are you doing?
You just mentioned gold medal. I was just showing it too.
Okay. Well, my pick is gonna be Mary Lou Retton.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going old school because she is the first American woman ever to win an Olympic gold medal in gymnastics. Now, she set the stage for all the other young female gymnasts to want to be not just like her, but supersede her achievements. She also got perfect scores in her final 2 events, which were the floor exercise and the vault. And that set her dramatic victory in the all-around exercises in the Olympics. So she, broke all the barriers, and she pretty much set the stage for all the Simone Biles to come after her.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Mary Lou Retton.
Mary Lou Retton, yeah. She's old school, but
Ronda Rousey will beat up Serena Williams and Mary Lou Retton in a fight.
Ronda Rousey wouldn't even touch Mary Lou Retton out of respect.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey gets sued.
She would put them both in an arm bar at the same time.
She wouldn't even come close.
No,
Mary Lou Retton demands respect.
Yeah, definitely.
What do we got next on tap, y'all?
We got several reports, and this is all over the news. Colin Kaepernick. There's reports that he's having, tryouts, auditions on Saturday. There's several NFL teams that are interested, sending scouts out his way. 2 that I know of off the top of my head, the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys. What do y'all think, if anything, will come out of this? Do you think he'll get signed? Any other teams out there that are interested in him? Will anything become of this?
Well, let me go first. I'll take this first. Well, I think it's a good thing that, he got to try out, and, some representatives around the NFL is coming to check him out. I think that when you have a player like Kaepernick, when Kaepernick was, playing very well a couple years ago, he was a weapon. He was hard to stop. He had good numbers, et cetera, et cetera. So I think people are just interested. And if you look at the dynamics of the NFL now, the quarterback play is at an all-time low. I think. And I do believe that Kaepernick, athletic wise and talent wise, could start in the NFL. Like there's some teams out there that, I think he could help. Now, I don't know. He hasn't played in a long time, so I don't know if he's
You
still
think
at that
that
level.
will have a bearing on his performance?
It will. It will. He hasn't played in a while. But all I'm saying is if he could get back to where he was or close to where he was like a couple years ago, I think he could be a weapon. I think he could be a good backup at least. I think he should be in the NFL on a team where, either if it's a starting quarterback or a backup.
Well,
but if they don't sign him, then they don't sign him. But I'm just saying that I think he has enough talent to play in the NFL. We can't deny that.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think he deserves a shot at it. And, I'm not going to get into it and everything. And we all know why he hasn't. But
yeah, well, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about off of just
I understand
talent.
that. Let me talk.
Right.
So,
whoa,
I think
somebody's
Frizz.
I think this is
chill pill.
more of a less a PR stunt. Okay.
Here we go.
We're in the middle of the season here. Okay. With 7 games remaining. And if somebody does sign him, which, I hope he does get signed, he won't be a starting quarterback at all. It'll just give him an opportunity to step back into the league, like you said. But, teams are preparing for their Sunday games or Monday games or whatever. They're really not, looking for depth right now. Maybe some teams are, I don't know. But what I'm trying to say, and my point is I think they're giving him an opportunity because something happened within that NFL clause that they put out with him saying that, yeah, maybe it's time for him to get a workout. He's going to have some interviews with some teams. So we'll see what happens from there.
So if it's in that clause, then how's it a PR stunt?
Well, realistically, think about it. You're a GM or you're an owner or whatever, and you're preparing to play, your next game for that week. Are you really worried about sending your staff and your guys down to Atlanta on a Saturday, just to watch this guy? I don't think there's going to be a lot of high ups down there. They're going to send scouts and players or scouts and personnel down there to see him work out and report back. You know what I mean? So
I get that, but if teams are interested, if teams weren't interested, they wouldn't even send the scout, right?
Well, you're right, but I'm just saying it could be a PR stunt just from reports.
Do y'all know of any other teams other than the two that, just off the top of my head, I remember the Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys?
No. A report came out. NFL won't give reps list of attendees who's going to be there. So I don't know what's going on there. So shout out to him, though.
Shout out to Kaepernick.
Maybe he'll land somewhere. We'll see what happens after Saturday.
Yeah.
We will see.
What do we got up next?
We got some baseball news to discuss. We have the Cy Young Award winner for the AL and the NL. We got Verlander in the AL, the winner, and Jacob deGrom.
All right, shout out to Verlander and deGrom from the Mets. Do y'all agree
with those picks?
Yeah, I'll go first real quick.
Go ahead.
And then you can go, whoever can go.
Get scolded.
I think Verlander had a great year. You know what I mean? Him and Cole were neck and neck in votes. It was 171 to 159. So both of those guys on that staff were, possible favorites. And then Charlie Morton finished third with 75 votes. So, he pitches for the Rays. He had a heck of a year. Real quick, ex-Pirates, Garrett Cole and Charlie Morton. You're welcome, Rays, and you're welcome, Astros. Verlander, I think the only thing with him was that that playoff ERA that kind of throws him off. Like, yeah, he won the Cy Young, but he had a little bit of high of an ERA in his career in the playoffs. But heck, shout out to him. I think that was definitely a good pick by the voters.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I thought Cole should have got it. Definitely. Because when you go off of, the strikeouts for Verlander was 300 and the strikeouts for Cole was 326. The ERA, Verlander was 2.62 and the ERA for Cole was 2.50. I mean, it was close, but the earned runs, Verlander was 65 and Cole was 59. And it just seemed like in the playoffs this year, they weren't looking for Verlander to save them, right? In the last game. Who were they looking for? Their go-to? Cole.
They didn't go.
So, but hold on.
Issue.
Hold on. During the game, okay, the last game of the series, who was warming up in the bullpen? Cole. Who were they talking about that they wanted to bring it home? Cole. They had nothing to do with Verlander. So that even just shows it the value of Cole, over Verlander. They weren't saying, hey, maybe we could just throw Verlander in there. No, it was Cole. Cole was the MVP. He was the guy to start him. He was the guy to get the win in the middle of the series. And then when it went to Game 7, a lot of analysts questioned, well, hey, don't pitch Cole in Game 6. Save him for Game 7. Mm-hmm. They weren't talking about that with Verlander. They were talking about that with Cole. So, no, I totally disagree with the Cy Young, when it comes to Verlander or Cole. But Frizz may think a certain way, and that's the way he does. But I deal in truth. I deal in facts.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, Gemz, because I love Verlander, and I think he's an awesome pitcher, very talented, very athletic. But in this particular issue, in this particular choice, I have to agree that Garrett Cole, his numbers are a lot better than Verlander, and he carries the team a lot more than Verlander did. At least this season he did.
Well, shout out to him.
Quick question to the Astro fan here.
Go ahead.
Stadium seats. Cole, is he going to the Yankees? Because they're after him.
I read a report that he will not go to the Yankees. He was quoted as saying he will not go to the Yankees regardless of how much money they throw at him. Again,
yeah, right.
Money talks, but not that's not true for everybody. But
Yankees got a lot of money.
Yeah, this is his.
They got a lot of money.
This is his profession, and this is his salary. So money talks.
I think he will.
I think he goes.
I think he goes too.
I don't think he does.
I think they signed him and Strasburg.
Only because I already read that, and he had very strong feelings, and he had said absolutely definitely no.
Well,
but
Garrett Cole, if you're listening, hit us up on Stadium Seats.
Yeah, we'll take that Yankees job.
What we got next?
The Yanks are after Bumgarner as well, Madison Bumgarner, so that'll be interesting as well.
Yeah, he's shot. Go ahead.
Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, Jacob deGrom ran away with that one. 207 votes. Ryu from the Dodgers finished in second. And then Max Scherzer for the Nationals finished in third with 72 votes. Okay, Ryu had a decent season, but deGrom's ERA was 1.89. I know he was 11-8. The Mets made a late run there at the end. He led the league, 255 strikeouts and 204 innings. So he is the 20th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to win multiple Cy Young awards and 11th overall to win the award in consecutive seasons.
Wow.
So shout out to deGrom there.
I totally agree with that pick.
He kind of ran away with that in the National League.
Yeah, I have no shout out to Jacob deGrom. I have no argument on that. Well deserved.
We're all in agreement.
All right.
How rare is that? We're going to talk about your favorite team, Frizz. We're going to talk about a matchup coming up, and I believe this game is tomorrow. The Steelers in Cleveland.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do an offensive matchup between the two teams.
Stand up, Steeler Nation.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Hey,
Whoa, Tay. Whoa, Tay, whoa.
we're
I
talking
think this
about
wine is hitting me.
the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers go on the road on Thursday night. We're going to talk about our Steelers-Browns preview matchup. The Browns are a 3-point favorite right now, which blows my mind. But it's a divisional game.
Why does that blow your mind?
Because
I'd be happy to read that.
Because Cleveland's 3-6, and they haven't been playing very well. But we'll get into this right now. But here is my big thing about this game. Stand up, Blitzburg. They're back. The blast furnace. Okay, that D-line, our defense, our secondary, our linebacking core is right now pretty hot and top in the league, if you ask me, over the past 4-5 ball games. And stats don't lie. They're leading the league in takeaways. I think they're first or second in sacks right now. Their defensive line is very strong, and I just don't think Cleveland's going to be able to handle them.
Okay, so let's take our time with this, number one. First question, is this still a rivalry?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I don't think it's as big
so
as
it is.
Okay, real quick, I just don't think it's as big as Pittsburgh-Baltimore now. But I do believe it is a rivalry. Yes, I think they hate each
There's
other.
a history of a rivalry there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. This, you know what? This game here just makes me nervous.
I agree.
It does, right? It makes me nervous. It's like I get weak in my knees, man. It's just like,
Gemz
But I'm just
gets so weak in the knees. He can hardly
knees, I can hardly speak. I get jump. But anyway, you know what? This game is like, I don't know if it's a trap game for Pittsburgh, because if you look at the schedule after this game, there's some games that Pittsburgh, they could go on a winning streak.
Big time.
And this is big time. And this is a tough game. Going into Cleveland is going to be super cold. It's
39.
The weather. Yeah, but still, it's going to be cold. You just never know out there by the lake.
The steak by the lake.
But anyway, right. You know what? I believe in the defensive line. Unfortunately, Cleveland's offensive line isn't really up to par like it should be. Mayfield's been, making throws that are rushed due to his offensive line, interceptions due to his offensive line, and to Mayfield. I can't blame it all on the offensive line, but that comes into play when a quarterback makes a mistake because he's hurried, under pressure, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to be looking at up front, and I usually don't look up front, the offensive line versus the defensive line a lot, because I look at the linebackers, cornerback play, and the receivers and the quarterbacks. But I'm going to be really focusing on this offensive line versus the Steelers defensive line, because that's going to win the game. That's going to dictate. And for right now, I did pick the Cleveland Browns in the beginning of the year. I was one of those fans.
To win the Super Bowl.
To win, yeah. I was one of those fans because I just don't believe that they have all this talent and their record is what it is. It's just mind-boggling to me, and their head coach don't look at stats,
right,
which he should. So I'm going to say Pittsburgh is going to steal this win. And I know they're underdogs because they're going into Cleveland, and Cleveland has more talent at the quarterback position versus Mayfield versus Rudolph. But I'm just still nervous about this game going with Pittsburgh. I went with the opposition the last 2 weeks against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh came out with the wins. So I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh this week. But Frizz, I'm telling you, I'm weak right now. It's shivering, man. It's like I'm kind of nervous about this because this is a game. If they do win, Mike Tomlin will be coach of the year due to the fact that their schedule that they have after this game it's winnable. Like they have a high percentage chance to winning.
Yeah, the toughest game there would be the Baltimore Ravens at the last game of the season.
The toughest game. That'd be the last game. And that will put them in position to be knocking on the door with Baltimore.
Yeah, to maybe win.
But I'm glad James
you never know.
Coming back.
Yeah,
I'm glad James Conner's coming back.
Yeah,
though.
definitely. That's going to be good to see him in there.
That's going to be huge.
But my key to the game is real simple: is stopping Nick Chubb, because I think that's their strength on offense right now. I think he's a great running back, and I think they're leaning on him pretty hard. He's almost at 1,000 on the year. He runs hard. I just worry that we get too much pressure, especially on the edges. Right. Like Watt and Dupree coming up the field too much. And just from watching Cleveland, I know they run in between the tackles pretty well, but Chubb's fast enough to bounce it outside. So if Watt and Dupree are coming off the edge hard and they throw a little sprint draw in there or something like that, I worry about how we're going to stop him up the middle. We're going to have to lean on Bush a lot in the middle to stop him with, Barron and Fitzpatrick coming up. Not worried about those guys coming up on the run. I'm just worried about that guy breaking out into the open field because he's kind of explosive, and I definitely think he's a Pro Bowl caliber running back, with almost 1,000 yards on the year already with 7 games to go. And he runs hard. I'm not too scared of Baker Mayfield because he's very inconsistent. 9 TDs, 12 picks. He's forcing a lot of balls in there. And another thing that I'm going to take Pittsburgh for, they got the momentum. They're riding high.
They're like the Dolphins right now.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
They're riding high on the wind.
Tay needs to go to Miami.
You gotta love Tay.
She definitely.
I gotta go back.
Yeah,
but I really think with the receivers at Cleveland, they're dangerous, but there's just no chemistry there right now. And I said that way back.
And I think that's a big factor in this game, and that's why I'm going to take the Steelers because I think the Browns are already breaking down, and like you said, Frizz, there's no chemistry. That plays a huge part. And when you got to gel together and put plays together, you rely on one another. It's not there.
Yeah, I mean,
but this is what I'm talking about, though. This is why I'm so scared and nervous. So Odell Beckham, when's the last time he had a breakout game?
I don't know. I don't think he has over 2 TDs.
So you're saying like he's due? Like this might be it?
He's due. He's due to have a breakout
next week,
game.
not this week.
Yeah, well,
I'm just saying. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because if this guy gets loose, it could be he could destroy a team by himself.
I think though the Steelers can contain those guys enough, and mix it up a little bit to put pressure on Mayfield, just like they did in the past few weeks. They get some turnovers. They got to come out big. The offense got to come out and score early, take some pressure off the defense. And I'm nervous for one big reason is because it's an AFC North football game. And I don't care if it's the Cleveland Browns or the Baltimore Ravens. And notice how I didn't say the Cincinnati Bengals because those guys are terrible. Okay. But those two teams battling the Steelers any year, whether Cleveland's 3-6, Pittsburgh's 9-0, it's always a ball game. And we know that from the history. So, I really like the Pittsburgh Steelers here. I'm thinking 27-17. Pittsburgh wins this one up in Cleveland, takes it back, and, wins their 5th straight. They keep stacking those cakes, boy.
Amen to that.
I'm going 23-20 Pittsburgh. I think this is going to be a dogfight. And it's going to become a last drive. Boswell's going to hit the game winner.
All right, I like that. What do you got, Tay? What's your prediction?
I don't know about scores. I just know I'm picking the Steelers by a lot.
By a lot, like more than 21?
No. Maybe not that much.
Well, you said a lot.
Don't get your hopes up too high.
Well, hold on, Tay. If you're going to make a statement, specify.
Yeah, you need a score
please.
here.
By at least 10.
Okay, so what's the final?
I don't know. Whatever plus 10.
So
whatever plus 10. Okay, so
excuse her.
Hey, that's my 2 cents. I'm picking the Steelers to win by 10.
Excuse the red bottom queen. Excuse the red bottom queen.
Excuse me, miss.
What's your name?
Hit us up at Seed Stadium.
Now
on
let
our Twitter.
me do my step.
Stadium Seats Podcast at gmail.com. You can email us. We always love shouting you out from the fans. Follow us on Twitter. Okay? Hit us up with a DM. Retweet us. You know?
Got a question. Got a quick question for you guys. You ready? I want you to really think about this because we got a couple minutes left before we conclude here. So if we were going to do a live show somewhere, where would it be?
In San Diego with Naomi.
And why?
San Diego and Naomi.
Okay, but why? Why San Diego?
Because she invited us.
Okay. Frizz?
Heinz Field parking lot.
Oh, God. How did I know that was coming?
Ooh.
Right in the middle of the mix. Right in the middle of the Yinzer Nation. Right in the middle of the
Frizz Nation.
The Frizz Nation collides with Steeler Nation.
Oh God, that's not a pretty thing.
Man, that would be crazy.
I think we could make that happen though. Definitely in the next couple of weeks.
I mean, a live broadcast right in the middle of the tailgate. Right.
I don't know about that, but I know we can make something happen.
I mean, I'm just saying. You asked me, I'm telling you, that's where I would do it live. You know, get some fan interviews over there.
That would be
pull up random Yinzers. They'd be like, Steelers win this one by 100.
You know what? If we could pull something like that off, I think I would get like some T-shirts made to hand out to some fans.
Yeah, we need to get some T-shirts really made.
Not with Sharpies though.
We should get hats too made.
Yeah, like fitted hats.
Fitted hats.
Because what if it doesn't fit like somebody's
flex
head?
Fit?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll flex fit that. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to pick mine. Can I? You did?
Yeah, hot fit.
Wait, I'm going to change mine because I just blurted that out because Naomi sent us an email. I'm going to say Miami.
Okay. And why Miami?
Because I want to go party with the Dolphins.
Yay!
Mango, shout out.
Shout out the Mangos, the Clevelander, everything down there in Miami.
What do you got?
Much love. So, I am going to choose LA.
Why?
I'm going to choose LA. I think, we do a live show in LA. It's big in baseball, basketball, right in front of the Staples Center. Lakers be playing. We could get some LA love. Then we go over to Rodeo Drive, some palm trees, and just mix with the LA folk. We got to show the West Coast some love. So I think LA would be, a primetime destination for us if that ever happened, right in front of the Staples Center, taking pics and, got the hats and the shirts, merchandise out there, still in love in front of stadium seats.
Merch.
So I like
merch.
that.
Hit that merch team up.
That just clicked the thought in my mind.
Yeah, stadium seats. Frizz, Gemz, Tay.
What were you thinking about my baby?
Hit us up. We're out of here.
It's stadium seats, so what can I say? It's the end of the show with Gemz, Frizz, and Tay. So tune in the next week, we bringing the heat. And subscribe to the page, we hot in the street at Seat Stadium. The Twitter be that Tay. with the topics, she's bringing the facts. With the style so great and the swag so wrong, Stadium Seat Podcast at gmail.com. Love.